Hello and welcome to the February edition of the Cannon County Chamber Connection, and my name is Carolyn Motley, and my co-host is Keith Reddy.
And I'll put the phone down here in a minute. We're trying to get some
Okay, I
events
want
put
you
together.
to quit doing that.
Yeah.
And I also have with me Beth McQuarrie, and she is the director of the Chamber of Commerce. I mean,
No, I'm not. You
no,
are.
Wow. This
no,
is a
she's
new.
not. It's the Art Center.
I didn't have this for the news. Beth, are you ready for the next interview between me and you so we put in a newspaper that you're.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, she's in everything else. She might as well be.
So what'd
She
you do?
is,
Swap roles with her? Are
I
you the
did.
director of the Art Center now? I gotcha.
But no, I don't want that job.
Can't wait to see what kind of productions you'll put on.
Let me answer. We want to welcome you to this. This is a confusing day. We weren't on last month, so now we don't know what we're doing most of the time. So, you know, between COVID and cold weather, events are hard to come by right now. It's just that time of year. We do have one that's coming up. Well, we have more than one because Beth has one for the Art Center, has some for the Art Center also. But we have many antiques and boutique stores around the square and in other areas of Cannon County that I kind of want to give a little plug to because they go out of their way to keep the doors open, and it's a great day trip to come into Cannon County and go to all our antique stores and our little unique boutiques and coffee shops and everything. So if you've got cabin fever, then this is what we need to start looking at. But right now, I did want to remind you too, tax season is here. So they're encouraging you to file early, file online. But before you take it to your tax preparer or whoever, make sure you have all your documents in order. That is the biggest hang-up, I think, with most tax preparers is the people that bring in their documents don't have all of them. So make sure you've got that when you take it to them, and it'll make it much easier for them and much quicker. But I didn't want to lecture you. I just wanted to remind you that tax season is here. Beth, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
And you are the director of the Art Center.
Correct.
But she is also on the chamber board, and she is the treasurer for our chamber board. But what's going on with the Art Center?
Well, the very next show is one of our kids' shows, which is for school groups. But we have two public performances of it. It's Peter Pan and Wendy. It's not the musical, but it's a 1-hour show, and it will be for the public February 26th and March 5th at 2 o'clock. Those are Saturdays.
Now, this is the one where the kids can come in.
Yeah, the kids from school, it's
Schools,
field trips.
right, field trips come
Correct.
in for it.
And then after that, we have Harvey. That's March 25th through April 9th, and that's a regular season show, so it'll be at 7:30 on Fridays and Saturdays and 2 o'clock on Sundays.
What's Harvey about?
It's an old movie. I think it was 1940, 41, somewhere in there. And it was Jimmy Stewart who had an imaginary rabbit friend.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you've never seen the movie? The
I don't
movie's-
think I have. It was
real
before I
sweet.
was born.
Oh, it's funny too. I mean, there's. I'm not going to give anything away, but there's some funny parts in it.
Okay, well, good.
It's a really cute show.
Good. Well, you've just had Freaky Friday,
Correct.
and that's still going on?
Through February 12th, so that'll be close to this airing, you know. There may be 2 days after that, but it goes through Saturday, February 12th. And
Okay.
it's a very good show. It's a musical. Really
But you
enjoy
had a
it.
big crowd on Saturday night, did you know?
Pretty good. Bigger than we've had the last 2 years for anything. So it's growing again, which is good.
Well, like I say, between COVID and the weather, it's kind of taken its toll on everything.
I know they're saying not good weather Friday either, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too.
I want to
wait
tell
for
you, as
that.
far as, I moved here from a snowy state, and as far as I'm concerned, if you don't ski, I don't see the reason for snow. It's pretty though. I've got to say, it is some of that lighter snow on the trees and everything was beautiful. It really was. But listen, when that temperature gets down, if it's below 70, I'm cold. And I've been cold ever since August, I think. So we're hoping that everything will start greening up. I do have flowers that are already about this high. They're not blooming, but those hyacinths and those daffodils have made it through some of this bad weather. Let me ask you about something else that I just want you to touch on it. We have a new 501c3 that has just gotten her 501c3, and that's Kim Kuhn, and you might know her from her many pictures that she takes. She's a great photographer.
Her calendars, she sells
And her
calendars.
calendars are great too. But she has started this for, what is the name of it?
Spay It Forward.
Right.
Yes, it's there's a Facebook page if you want to go look on that. She started a website, and it is called Spay It Forward, and it's for only Cannon County residents who cannot afford it, spay and neuter their pets.
Now,
Cats.
is it just cats, right?
Right now it's cats, yes.
Right.
She's just kind of really starting out with this, and she's done a lot of them even before she got her 501c3. But she has a booth at Iron Pig if you want to support her with some of her photographs that she's selling and her calendars. But it's a passion of hers, so
Oh, so she has a booth now at Iron Pig Antiques? Okay, cool.
yeah, where she sells some things that, to support
Yeah.
this.
And-
she takes donations too. But
The reasoning for just cats right now is because they reproduce so quickly.
they do, and there's a lot of feral cat populations, in town.
Right.
So she's taking them a few at a time and getting them spayed and neutered and releasing them if they're feral. But if it's an individual, she will help them also that needs help.
Yeah.
Well, you had some elderly people at one time. I'm thinking of one lady in particular, and her cat situation had just gotten out of hand, and she really wasn't able to
Right.
take them to a vet, nor could she afford it.
It can get out of hand quickly.
I know at one time I had
understand.
13, and none of them were mine, but they used my barn.
They can.
And now I don't have any, and I'm looking for a barn cat.
But if you're interested in helping with that, or if you need help, go to her Facebook page or her website.
Right. And it's called Spay It Forward.
And there's forms to fill out on there too, like if you need help. So, and she'll contact you. But it's a good program. It really
It
is
is,
needed.
because you
It's
do
really
need it. It is needed, because otherwise you have little animals running everywhere and reproducing, and they're still running everywhere, and they're not taken care of, so, or a lot of them aren't. So, yes, I think people don't see the importance a lot of times of animal shelters and these type of programs.
Right.
And we don't have anything. Well, we have the Community for Animals that is in Cannon County, but that's the first one of this kind that I know of. So maybe it'll grow into something bigger and more needed,
I think so.
or needed as much.
I think so.
So, yeah, you got to take care of your kids and your animals. That's just the way it is. Okay, I did want to touch on something. Is there anything else that you've got going on at the Art Center?
Well, nothing I can think of at the Art Center, but you were going to talk about the Senior Center.
Oh, yes.
And I just wanted to say that I didn't bring those dates down. I believe it's March 8th for 8 weeks, 8 Mondays. We got a grant through the Tennessee Arts Commission for them to have a teaching artist come and teach theater. They had asked for it.
Oh,
So we got a
that's
grant for
great.
it.
I
and
didn't know
he
about
starts
that.
March 8th there. And so there will be theater classes at the Senior Center for 8 weeks, and then they'll have a little show at the end.
That's great,
Well,
Ben.
that's cool. Yeah.
You
So I
know,
just want to mention that because it wasn't on your list.
no, it's, I didn't know about that, and I'm looking at last month's calendar that they send out. But we have a great senior center, and they have so many activities for seniors to take part in. As far as for exercise classes, they have an exercise room that you can use. They have, I forget what that is called. Well, it's Silver Sneakers is what it's called, but they have a Silver Sneakers boom, and that's where you use drumsticks. It's kind of like the theory of if you can run and chew gum at the same time. They want you to act like you're beating this drum while you're exercising because that improves your balance and your coordination. But those are at Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. You can always contact the Senior Center, and they'll be more than happy. They have so many different programs, and this is just one of them. They also have an art class. They have bingo. That's big with them. I like to play bingo too. And those are usually sponsored by one of our home health or an organization that will go up there and sponsor their bingo. Like I say, the exercise room, they have all these little unique, what was the one I'm thinking of is they have ice cream in a,
The banana boats.
yeah, there you
Ice
go.
cream floats, yeah. Ice cream float day. And they do that sometimes on people's birthdays, too. They do a birthday party,
Well,
like once every 4
I
months.
think they do it once a month for everybody that had a birthday that month. But this one was done, the ice cream and everything was in a gutter.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, like
I
a
remember
mom gutter
that.
thing.
It's kind of catchy.
And people participated, too, by the way. They were eating ice cream out of a gutter.
They were.
That's kind of like a highlight of life right there. What did you do?
And-
Well, I was in the gutter the other day and I ate some ice cream. Yeah.
They also have a lot of unique learning classes. They have a cell phone assistance. They have ones for computer. They have ballroom dancing.
And they actually had
Lessons.
an art. Was
They
it an
do
art
have an
class?
art class.
Wasn't Wade
Yes, they
McMackin's teaching out there?
I think so.
I think
yeah.
he is
I
the
believe so.
one. I think he is. And then they have, they just have all kinds of different things. If you need help, if you need assistance with your income tax, they can help you with that. If you need help with your energy bills, there's someone that can talk to you about that and make sure that you qualify for that. So, you know, if you're 55 or older and you've got cabin fever and you kind of think there's some things you would like to do, call the Senior Citizen Center and tell them, and they can direct you on how to get involved even more. They have a lot of volunteers. February, I believe, is their Have a Heart for Seniors. And what that is a fundraiser where you can give to the Senior Citizen Center, and it will go for all these things that they provide for the community.
Did you say this was for 55 or older or 65 or older?
No, I think
thought it was
you could.
60.
Oh,
I
is
was
it
thinking it was
60?
62 because
Well, folks, we
I'm
don't
coming
know.
close to that 55
We
mark.
don't know what the age group is,
It may say on this.
but we'll
If you're a
find
kid,
out.
go up to the senior center.
I
Worst
thought-
thing that you
I
can do is
thought
get
it
turned away at
was-
the door.
Yeah, and you'd have fun up there, even if you're not old enough.
You jump
will.
on the exercise machine, get on the treadmill, you know.
Hey, they got bicycles, and hey, some of them can make those bicycles move, I'll tell you right now. Anyway, it's a great place, and we're just telling you, if you need help, they also have meals. They are frozen meals that are brought in, and you do have to call ahead, I think, and make sure you're on the list to get those. They also do a home project where they can bring them to the home too. So just call them, see what all they have to offer. You may want to get their newsletter and tell them, and they'll be glad to send that to you. The other thing I kind of wanted to talk to you about today is we have antique shopping and boutique shopping in abundance in Cannon County. And I don't mean just around the square. We have some great antique stores outside of the square. We have one on Bradeville Road that is called the Over the Hill Antiques. And Wanda Reed and her husband own this. It used to be a horse stables. It's huge. It doesn't look that way from the outside, but it is. And she's getting ready to add on and open up a new part. And you can, if you're a vendor, and she would like some rather unique vendors in this area, you can always call me, and I will be glad to give you their number. And you can call Wanda and talk to her about it. But I was down there yesterday. Listen, there's everything in there. There's things I've never even seen before in there, so that was pretty good. And I'm just real proud of all the antique stores. And if you go in, most of them that are members of the chamber, you will find this little card, and on the back is a map, and it shows where they're all located and a phone number and everything, so you can pick up one. But it's a great day trip type thing. You can come in, go to all these stores, and by the time you've visited all of them, and then we have a great little coffee shop on the square. We have AJ's. We have Sophia's restaurant, which is right around the corner from right behind Iron Pig Antiques on the main street there. They have great food. There's some place for you to eat. And one of the antique stores, the Willow 210 Vintage Market, which is on Water Street, also has a little cafe in it. So if you're hungry, or you get hungry while you're going to all these stores, you'll find some place to eat. Now, some of these that are not around the square, but they're great, one is in Gazaway, and it is called the Gazaway, Gazaway Market Antiques and Gifts. And then there is the Old Feed Store Antiques, which is on Water Street. And of course, they've been there for quite some time. They have 2 floors of antiques. They have the Iron Pig, the Over the Hill. Let me see. Plus, there's a couple more antique stores right there on Main Street that aren't on this card, but they do have antiques in them. So, you know, if you're looking for somewhere to go, this is a great day trip. Just come to Woodbury and go to all these stores. You'll have a good time just looking at everything. It helps if you buy something, but even if it's just something that you want to do. We have a lot of people that come in to do this from Murfreesboro. We had several in the Art Center yesterday that's what they were doing. So we encourage that. We want you to come. We want you to be a part of. There's some antique stores on Main Street that I think one of them is, I'm trying to think of the name of this little one. It's, Antiques and Accents. And it's a new and used gift shop. So they have some new things in there too. And it's on the Main Street, not on the square, but just about a block up from that. We also have a Mexican restaurant not far away. We have 2 of them that aren't far away. And of course, all your fast food places, Hardee's, Subway, Sonic,
You also
McDonald's.
have DJ's is close.
Right, DJ's is there. And there is a sandwich shop that's mixed in with all of these. And we also have a restaurant that had, it's called Country Thai, and they have Thai food, but we had a grand opening for them earlier, but something happened with their staff, and they've been unable to open even though the sign is still out there, and we're hoping that they will be open for business soon because they had great food.
Hearing March. I'm hearing March is when they're opening again. And they're
Okay.
going to be looking for new staff. They want to hire a bunch of people to come in and help. I'm not for sure what the particulars are on it and how you go apply, because I've heard they have one in Murfreesboro, but I don't know where.
She told me they had one in Murfreesboro.
But they are going to try to open back up in March.
Okay.
Well, I'll call her and get the lowdown.
Low
on it.
down. Gotcha.
And we have some rumors of new ones that may be coming in. Domino's Pizza may be coming in right behind
AutoZone.
AutoZone.
AutoZone. They haven't broken ground yet, but we expect them to. And then I believe there's going to be some changes. The old Fred's building is going to be taken over by Save-A-Lot Grocery.
Right.
And where Save-A-Lot is at, Potter's Ace Hardware is going to expand.
Oh, wow. That's
So
good.
that will be a big store.
And then also I'm hearing rumors that Slick Pig is coming to town to a permanent building.
Really?
Now, their food truck has been
Yeah,
a
it's
part
been
of the
coming here.
Cannon County community. And there is a food truck now. This will be after the fact, before the taping, but there is a food truck coming
Oh, yes, Saturday. It's a tie.
Saturday. It's a kind of a Thai type restaurant, and it's going to be around on the square.
Well, that may be these same people. They have a food truck.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't think it is the same ones.
It was a different name.
It's a different name, and it wasn't necessarily Thai restaurant.
Yeah,
It was something foreign. But
Well, we have
Well, they had
a,
like chicken fried rice and
yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
And
I like
egg
that
rolls,
kind of food,
but
I
don't
do.
remember the name of it.
well, I will tell you, that Thai restaurant, that Country Thai, had the best egg roll I've ever eaten. They did.
Well, I tell you what, at the school board meeting that they were deciding to consolidate schools. It was the same day as the Woodbury Grammar School preseason tournament, and they had Slick Pig was there, Slick Pig truck, and they had a snow cone truck. So my joke was, if people start getting unruly and stuff, you send them out to get a snow cone, and it'll calm them down. But that was just the right place at the right time for a potential volatile school board meeting. But
I think it's going to take more than snow cones.
Is there any clue as to where Slick Pig would go?
no, not that I know of. I'm thinking they were talking about down toward Potter's Ace Hardware. That building down there.
See, that
Now,
is one
if you
place
remember,
where we don't have any
there's a
food.
movie gallery
Right.
that building, but it was a church at one point in time, but I don't know if that church is meeting there. Maybe they got their eyes on that building, or some. I know Duggan's Auto Repair. He left, and I don't think there's anything been put in that building. Of course, that's be a huge building. And they've even got a garage in the back to,
the video
repair cars,
store-
I guess, when they sell their pork sandwiches. But
The video store that is between the old Fred's and Save-A-Lot would be a great place.
yeah.
That's a nice building.
And at one point in time, right after the movie gallery moved out, they did have a little sandwich shop
They did.
put in there for a little while, and then whoever moved out. But yeah,
Things change, but as far as the antique stores go, they are having an event. These are all the stores around the square and the antique stores that are in Gazaway and the one in Bradeville. And it is called Winterfest. It is an annual event, and they'll have sales and specials and door prizes, and I'm sure that somewhere in there they're going to have refreshments too. So that's on Saturday, February 19th from 10 to 5 p.m. So if you want to shop till you drop, just come in and take the tour of that. That'll be great. And then on March 10th is the date for the annual Chamber of Commerce banquet, which will be held here at the Art Center from 6 to 8:30. All chamber members are invited to attend. And since I'm sending out the billings for the year, there will be a space on there that if you want to attend, to let me know or send in your fee for that. We always have fun at that. And instead of having a speaker, what we do is we give everybody a 60-second commercial. So you can get up and tell them who you are and whatever else you can talk about in 60 seconds. So this is good. And it will be a sit-down meal. I had someone ask me if it was that or if it was a meet and greet. Actually, it's both, but we will have the meal catered, and you will be sitting at tables. So that's the way that works. And also, we did have some new board members come on the board. We had 2 that had been there for 6 years, and after a 6-year term, you're required to retire for at least a year before you want to come back on the board. I guess we figure after 6 years, you're blind, crippling, crazy, so you probably need a break.
It's not bad being on the board, is it?
No, it isn't. No, it's not. And Beth moved up to our treasurer, and then Keith moved up to the president, and Martha had 1 more year before her 6 years are up, so she moved down to vice president.
Oh, okay.
And then we had 2 new members that came on. One of them is Blake Finney, and he is with Shelter Insurance that has a fairly new office here in town. And then Crystal Kennedy, and she is the CTE director at Cannon County High School. So we want to welcome them. And of course, our first board meeting will be on Valentine's Day. I'll have to get them all a Valentine's cookie or something. And we want to welcome them. And you know, one thing about the board is these are people that volunteer their time. None of them are paid any wages. And it's all for the betterment of the community. So you got to give them credit for somebody that wants to take their time. And most of these people are busy with their own businesses or other interests. So we're glad that they choose to be on the board, and we do welcome them.
And as you heard, board members get a free cookie on February the 14th.
I'll make sure of that.
Okay.
I will.
That's part of the...
It is.
Perk.
That's the perk, yeah. You're not getting paid, but you get a
That
free
is
cookie.
the perk. See?
I'll have to pass on my cookie, but oh well.
But anyway, me
sugar-free
too. I'd have to too. Pardon?
Get you a sugar-free cookie.
That's okay.
Well, I could do
That's
that.
okay.
I want to tell you, we have a little store next to the Art Center also. They have some of the best sugar-free candy that I have ever tasted. Plus, they have a variety of fermented and healthy choices, from cheese to noodles to coffee to kombucha. When you come to the Art Center, be sure and take a little detour and go over there and see all the things that they have. Mm-hmm. You'll be pleasantly surprised. But they make a cookie that if it tastes as good as it looks, and you've eaten one,
Yeah,
haven't you?
they're good. They also have produce and vegan items and some frozen meats. They have a lot of.
Right, they have a
It's
lot
like
of
a grocery
items.
store also, small grocery store.
And there's a lot of people
It's all
that are
local
interested in
produce.
that now. So, see, we got a little bit of everything. You just got to come here to get it, that's all. Do you have anything else you want to talk
Well,
about?
we
I
can talk
know
about
there's
our
some.
Valentine's dinners that are going on in town. Sophia's is going to be open up on February the 14th. Maybe you can go get your cookie from them.
Well, it's not sugar-free.
Oh, well, it doesn't have to necessarily, well, I guess for us it would be, but, you know, for everybody else, we'll cut them a deal and give them a cookie. It's got a lot of sugar in it. But that's going to be on February the 14th. Sophia's is going to be open. Normally, they're not open on Mondays. So this will be a special event. Short Mountain Distillery is going to be doing a Valentine's Day dinner, but it's going to be a couple days before Valentine's because it's the weekend. So
Right.
that'll be on February 12th. So There you go. You
You
can
can
treat
call
your
them, and they
significant
probably-
other to 2 different dinners on 2 different days, and boy, that'll make them really happy,
You have
won't
to
it?
make reservations at Short Mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
think
do.
so,
I was going
yeah.
to say you want to call the distillery and make sure that your reservation's in, because I'd say they'll have a full house.
Mm-hmm.
But they have great food, too. The Reedville Mill has been sold
Yep.
to new owners, and I have yet to call and visit with them.
Cooper's, right?
Cooper's
Yeah.
at the...
Cooper's at the mill?
At the mill, is that what they're going to call it?
I think so.
Is it open for business right
Not
now?
yet. They're still
They're
renovating. Yeah.
Okay, the other question I had was, you could buy flour and meal that was ground there. Are they still going to do that?
I'm sure they will. I think that's the case. Now, I've heard different scenarios of what they could turn this into, and they're going to have like an event center and things on our event place and whatnot, but I'm sure they'll still sell that type of stuff.
And then the Cannon Inn has been sold,
Yes.
and I'm going to call on them also and
Does that mean
meet
they're going
with
to put new
them.
beds in there?
Oh, I don't
bedrooms?
know. They didn't say.
I
They
don't know.
just
I'm
said
sure
it
you
was
put new
sold.
beds.
Hey, listen, you couldn't have done any better about keeping a place
I
clean
know.
as Jerry did with
That's
that.
right. They did a really great job with that.
They did.
Another thing that I do want to mention is the Adams Memorial Library is going to be the host of the first Monday of the month. I used to do a radio show called Money Monday, and we invited John Haggerty of Haggerty Mountain Financial to come in and talk a little bit about retirement plans, about financial type stuff, and I kind of help it along with financial trends and whatnot. So the next one is going to be on March the 7th. And it's going to be at the Adams Memorial Library Jennings Community Room, and we'll go from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. We'd like a live studio audience. We've tried it for about 2 weeks. When I jumped on board with it, we didn't get anybody, but except the cameraman, other than that. But we'll try to build a little bit of a in-studio audience, but it'll be offered live on Facebook on the Cannon County Adams Memorial Library, Cannon County Library System. Well, that's a mouthful. Adams Memorial Library Facebook page, and that's where we'll put it live.
Okay.
And on the Cannon Courier News and Events page too. So, but it's an informative program. We not only talk a lot about financial trends and financial things that are in the news, current events. So we steer away from a lot of the, you can save money by this, this, and this, and we talk about, okay, what does this mean? Like the interest rate going up and things of that nature. So we try to be informative.
That means it's going to cost you more to buy a house.
Yes, yeah.
What that means.
Or car.
But you also may get a little boost of interest on your savings and everything, too. Okay, Super Bowl is coming up. And I have to say, I watch NFL. The playoff games were some of the better games that I've seen. And a lot of times, the playoff games are better than the Super Bowl. But I'm hoping for the best this time. And I will tell you, I'm rooting for the underdogs because the Bengals haven't been there in so long that I'm hoping they do well this time.
Are the Bengals the underdogs? They were what, the number?
That's what everybody was saying. Now, I don't know since they're playing
Four
the,
seed, yeah. I
Who are
guess
they
might be.
playing, the Rams?
They're playing the Los Angeles Rams. They're going to beat the Rams. I mean, I watched both the AFC and the NFC championship games. And of course, I'm a sports nut anyway, but they'll beat the Rams. The Rams won't have a shot at them as well, unless it's, Seattle, Marshawn Lynch, 1 yard line, we throw a pass, intercepted, and whoever it was, go, New England. Yeah, they win the Super Bowl.
I'm not even going to go there with you. And Tom Brady is retiring.
Woo!
And so he's going to turn the Gronk free. So when he retires, he's going to tell the Gronk he can go. He's free.
Well, Gronk already retired pretty much.
Well, twice,
Yeah.
but he came back because Brady wanted him.
Well, Gronk, right after the season was over, he pretty much said, I'm done. No matter what Brady does, I'm done. Had enough.
Okay, well, I don't blame him. It's rough.
Gronk should have quit after in that NFC
Oh, he's a
divisional
good
round.
player.
He should have quit and took his jersey off like Antonio Brown did and paraded around. Yeah, should have done that.
No, don't do that. Okay, I think we have given you our opinion on just about everything and told you
Who to root
about
for.
everything. Told you who you ought to cheer for in the Super Bowl. Beth, we're hoping the season is great for the Art Center.
Thank you. Me too.
And of course, as usual, White Oaks will still be in September.
It will.
And our cruise-ins will start in April on the fourth Saturday of every month, and except September. And of course, that's the Colorful Car Show. And they will be at the
That's
square.
Okay.
We were going
Courthouse
to try to
Square.
force the Art Center to do it, but they,
I like the Art
I
Center.
do, too.
I did.
it was a,
Mike could work it out, but I think y'all decided the square, so I don't know.
Well,
We couldn't do all of them, but we could-
some of them said they liked the square. I don't really know why, except
I guess there's
that it's
more-
right there on Main
It's
Street,
seen
I
a little more,
guess.
because we're kind of on a little slope.
Yeah, we are. It is. It is seen a little more. All right, we just want to wish that that's all we have for today. And we do want to tell you to be safe and stay warm and to have a happy Valentine's Day. And we'll see you next month.